Today is Monday, November 2nd. We started off with attendance, and then I did show flag salute from Friday because we did miss it. We were so excited about Halloween. Then we moved into math. So if you want to get your chapter 4 math book and turn to page 141. 141. So what we are doing in chapter 4, there are some new skills that we're going to learn, but for a few days, we're going to be practicing multiplication. Multiplication will now follow you forever. You'll do it forever now. So in 3rd grade, we want to practice memorizing. But for chapter 4, I still want you to show the skills that you learned in chapter 3 to solve multiplication. All right, and towards the end of the year, eventually, then you'll have everything memorized and you won't have to show your work anymore. So that's what we're working on. We're working on 2s and 4s. So on 141, I'm going to show you what we did. It's all review. So write a multiplication sentence for the model. Number 2, our first line is our group. The second line, oh my gosh, I have a hair that just doesn't want to go away. The second line is how many objects are in one group. So we have 2 groups and 2 are in each, and it's 4 total. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 3, same thing. We have 3 total groups, 4 in one group, 12 total. 4, 8, 12. Then we are just finding the product. The product is your answer of a multiplication sentence. Just like when it says find the sum, that means you're adding. When it says find the product, that means you're multiplying. Now, we have to show a strategy. You get to choose now. You know all of them. So if there's one that you don't really like too much, don't use it. So we know our groups and our objects. We know an array, a number line, repeated addition. So you can use one of those. I asked students, and I had students explain all these to me, and they all chose groups and objects, and that's okay. So for number 4, we have 6 times 2. And I explained that we learned the commutative property. So we can flip the multiplication sentence and still get the same answer. So instead of drawing 6 groups with 2 in each, they wanted to draw 2 groups with 6 in each. So we flipped it. And we drew 2 groups, 1, 2, and we drew 6 in each, which is 12. So both 6 times 2 and 2 times 6 is 12. Then we have 9 times 4. Up here I know it's really little, but they wanted to use the commutative property of 4 times 9. So we drew 4 groups, we put 9 in each, and we got 36. Number 6. We drew 2 groups, because it's 2 times 7. We put 7 in each. We counted it up, and we got 14. Number 7. They did not want to draw 8 groups. They'd rather draw 4 groups. So we did the commutative property, 4 times 8. So we did 4 groups, 8 in each. We counted it up, and we got 32. Number 8 is 5 times 2. They wanted to do 2 groups of 5. So we did the commutative property, 2 times 5, and we got 10. And we skipped down to number 10, 2 times 9. So that we drew 2 groups, we put 9 in each, we counted it up, and we got 18. Number 13, 2 times 0 is 0. You don't have to draw a picture if you have a number times 0 or a number times 1. All right, you don't need to. So any number times 0 is always 0. 1 million times 0 is going to be 0. When you are multiplying by 1, 2 times 1, 2. 10 times 1, 10. 1 times any number will be the other number. Okay, so you don't need to show a picture for that. Then we skip down and did 19 and 20. So I am sure you've heard of a multiplication chart. You may even have a multiplication chart at home. Right now, I don't allow you to use a multiplication chart just because I want you to know how to use a strategy to figure it out, because you may not always have a multiplication chart next to you. Eventually, it'll be okay, and in other grades, I think they allow it. But here is 2 lines of a multiplication chart. And I want you to understand how it's created. So we jump down to 2. Usually there's a 0 and a 1, but it went straight to 2. So it's 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 10 is 20. All right? So that's how that works. When you go across, you are just skip counting. Do you see it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So that's why I have plus 2 on each one. Since it's 2s, you are adding 2 to get your next box. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. 14 plus 2 is 16. 16 plus 2 is 18. 18 plus 2 is 20. All right, so you see we have a pattern of skip counting by 2s. Multiplication is just repeated addition, right? And 4s. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. Gotta take a deep breath. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 9 is 36. And 4 times 10 is 40. Again, we are skip counting by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. Which is repeated addition, adding 4 each time. So it's 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16, and so on and so forth. Now, I also said, what if we added 11? What would be next? What is 2 times 11? Well, we have not learned 2 times 11. You can show your work, right? Do groups and objects, or just skip count and add another 2 because we know we're skip counting by 2s. So it's 20 and 22. And if we had a 12 right here, our next number would be 24. 2 times 12 would be 24. Well, what about our 4s? We have 40 plus 4 is 44. So 4 times 4 times 11 is 44. For homework, it is page 142A, all of it. And we cross out the back, and I'll show you why. But first, we did one together, and I'll explain it. On Monday, Stephen read 9 pages of his new book. To finish the first chapter on Tuesday, he needs to read double the number of pages he read on Monday. How many pages does he need to read on Tuesday? We do cubes. Our question we underlined. Circled our key numbers 9. I was so happy that I think it was Laura knew that double means 2. So that was a key number. 2. We don't have a math verb, but when you hear double, you're multiplying. So we evaluated, we thought of our problem, which would be 9 times 2, and we solved it, which is 18. Here we did 2 groups, so we did the reverse. 2 times 9, so 2 groups, 9 in each, and we got 18 pages. Pages is not the math verb. It is what we're looking for. All right? And I want you to show your work, please, for these. So groups and objects, repeated addition, whatever works well with you works for me. And then the next part of your math homework. In your weeks 12, 13, and 14 math. Get that out. And flip to page 1. There are a lot of these pages, and with memorization does come repetition sometimes, and also understanding. So that's why I'm having you show your work, because I want you to get the piece of understanding why an answer is what it is. And then we need to practice a lot. So I'm saying it is tonight's homework, but you still have a few days to get it done before we have our next turn in. So if it gets too much, you can work on it another day, but you will have more of these tomorrow. So it is up to you. But we are going to spot the multiples of 2s. You must. They're bubbles you will color. So it is Star Wars. So you can use crayons. I just had my pen, but you are doing multiples of 2. So when you think about when you're counting by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and so on and so forth. Well, 2, you definitely say 2, so you color it in. 12, yep, there's 12. When you count by 2s, you do say 12. 19, let's keep going. 16, 18, 20. No, we pass over 19, so that is not a multiple of 2. 9, we pass over 9, not a multiple of 2. Right, so that's what you're going to do for all these bubbles. Either cross them out or color them in. Then on page 3, you are going to do the same thing, but now with 4s. So 4, yep, we do say 4. Well, I'll say them for you. So this is counting by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Right? Next one would be 28, and so on. 19. Nope, we skip over 19. So 19 is not a multiple of 4. You're going to do that. You're skip counting for the rest of our bubbles. Next, get out your Wonders practice book. Your Wonders, your turn practice book. And turn to page 31. 3-1. Oh, I put the wrong one. It's not page 31. I need to change the Canvas to-do list. That is the wrong page. You need to turn to page 61. 61. All right, there's a lot of mess on here. So I'll explain it. So use a word from the box to answer each question, and then use the word in a sentence. A lot of students do not use a word in the sentence, and they only get half credit. All right, make sure you fill it in. We did the majority of it together. So what is another word for spoken in a very soft voice? Whispered means you speak in a very soft voice. I whispered in Sarah's ear this morning. All right. Number 2, what are the pictures taken by a camera? Well, the pictures taken by a camera are photographs. Okay. And the sentence they gave me is my friend and I took photographs of each other. Make sure you have at least 6 words. All right. This next one doesn't have 6 words because I didn't have a lot of room, but please try when you can. Number 3, what word might describe a chance for good things to happen? So a chance for good things to happen is opportunity. So an example is graduating school provides many opportunities. So when you graduate from high school, if you graduate from college, if you graduate from, you want to be an electrician and you go to electrician school, it doesn't have to be college. When you graduate, you have opportunities for jobs. When you have a job, then you get money. When you have money, then you can buy a home, you can buy a car, you can take care of yourself. All of those are very good things. You want those good things to happen to you. So certain things provide opportunities. Number 4, what is another word for a short amount of time? Moment. A moment is a small amount of time, a short amount of time. Then you need to write your sentence for homework with moment. What word might describe something that is worth a lot of money? Valuable. When something's valuable, it means it's worth a lot. So write a sentence with valuable. Number 6, what is another word for looked at something closely? Inspected. Means you look at it so close, you're looking at it. You can even inspect. I don't know, when I see frogs outside, I like to get close and inspect them and look at them and look at their their spots and their colors. So write a sentence. Number 7, what word might describe that you got to where you were going? Arrived. When you arrive somewhere, you got to where you were going. I really want to go to school. When you get there, oh, I arrived at school. So I want a sentence. And then what is another word for came to a new country? Immigrated. So let's say you want to move to Australia. If I move to Australia, I could say I immigrated from the United States to Australia. So it means you move to a new country. Okay? So those writing the sentences is your homework. Then we went to Walk to Learn. When we came back, we watched a YouTube video on theme. I will put that in the comments. I will put the link in the comments. And then we got out our weeks 12, 13, and 14. In there, on page 4 and 5, you have 2 sheets. You have a sheet that is these guys on there. I want you to cut it out. Keep it somewhere safe. And then on page 5, I want you to cut out all of them and keep them somewhere safe for tomorrow. Then you need to start science, read for 30 minutes, go to PE at 1 o'clock. And that is it. Thank you.